What's up, everybody? We are part way through the Renegades campaign that came out today, and I just unlocked the PRAXIC blade, or the lightsaber. Let me show you exactly what step we are on. So we just completed, I guess, step 33. Yeah, so at step 32, 33 in the campaign, that's when you unlock the PRAXIC blade. There are some moments in the exotic mission that might be a little confusing in terms of like where to go. It's quite jump puzzle heavy, and then I'll explain the mechanic at the very end as well. So I'm just going to show you all the jump puzzles first, and then we'll return and we'll talk about the mechanic. So when you first launch the mission, on normal, it might hold your hand a little bit and tell you exactly where to go and how to do the mechanics. But if you're doing the harder version of the mission on legendary, then it doesn't tell you literally anything. So for instance, even something as simple as how to start the mission can be a little bit confusing. So you'll go through the steps, and then when you finally get to this room, you might be stuck with a bunch of taken blights, but really, if you look at the pillar in the center of the room, you can go around it and jump into it, and that's how you start like the actual mission. This next area might be a little confusing. It is a pretty long series of jump puzzles, and there's like fake out doors and secret passageways and stuff. So I'm gonna just play my entire run through of the jump puzzle. I encourage you to try to solve it blindly because it's pretty fun, but I'm gonna put it at 2x speed, and then if you have any specific area you're having trouble with, you can slow it down using the YouTube settings and just follow exactly where I go, and you should make it through pretty easily. So I'm gonna actually slow it down for this bit because I know a lot of people are gonna get lost here specifically. So there's this little alcove that you have to go in. Most of them have these doors that'll like punch you out and fling you into oblivion, but this last one on the right before the big platform, you can actually go into. And then there's a series of like disappearing tiles, and you're gonna get yourself stuck in a little circle, like an infinite loop if you get in there. So what you wanna do is actually at the top of the stairs, instead of going straight towards the disappearing tile, if you look right to your right, there's a very cleverly hidden passageway, and that's the correct way to go. So for the final part of this exotic mission, you just need to focus on the core mechanic of balance. Now, we are still figuring this out, so if I get anything wrong here or I need to clarify anything further, please make sure to check the pinned comment down below because I will update that with all of our up-to-date information. But essentially, as you enter this arena, you are going to see 4 taken blights in the sky. 2 are black and 2 are white, and you essentially just need to grow the blights of the same color at the same time. And you make the blights grow by taking small orbs from the ground and throwing them at the corresponding color large blight in the sky. So for the large white blights, you need to kill enemies in a certain order, pick up the white orbs that drop, and throw them at the large white blights. If you throw the white small orbs at the large black blight in the sky, nothing will happen, and vice versa. Now, you get the orbs to spawn by killing the centurions in a certain order that spawn. Now, there are two types of Centurions. There are going to be the normal Cabal ones, and then there are going to be the Taken ones. And the order in which you kill these Centurions dictates which of the smaller orbs will spawn, white or black. I believe how it works is when you kill one of these Centurions, you will get a buff at the top of your screen. But the order in which you kill the Centurions and what Centurions you kill determines what color orb is spawned. So for instance, if you kill a Cabal Centurion first and get the Barent Energy Cleaved buff at the top of your screen, and then you kill the Taken Centurion next, that will spawn a black orb. But if you kill the Cabal Centurion first and then you kill another Cabal Centurion, that will spawn white orbs. It's actually the exact opposite if you kill the Taken enemies first. Then the important thing is that you are throwing the corresponding orbs at the blights in a very specific order. Every time you throw a small orb at the large blights, they will grow in size. You need 4 of the small balls to hit the large blights to make them go all the way full. But if the 2 orbs or the 2 blights of the same color ever get too imbalanced, then the mechanic resets and you kind of have to start over. They can't ever be more than 2 balls in size separate. So essentially, I would just make sure whenever you are throwing these small colored orbs to their corresponding blights in the sky, you are just alternating which blight you are throwing at. Whenever you do it correctly and you fill both the white and the black blights, the encounter is done and you will progress to the next room. Continue on through the mission, and eventually you will make it to the final boss. To start this off, you're just going to do a ton of DPS to the boss and get him down to about 25% of his health remaining. Once the boss is health gated, then you have to drop his shield by doing very similar mechanics to that last encounter. The only difference is there is now this kind of dread triangle thing floating in the center of the arena, and this will dictate which of the enemies is currently spawning. So if there are Taken enemies spawning and you want to take that energy and kill the normal Centurions, then you have to hit that node to make it switch. Once again, if we have any more updates, I'll leave them down in the pinned comment below, but just make sure you do these mechanics correctly and then the boss's shield will drop. You can finish him off and you will get yourself the PRAXIC blade or lightsaber. If you have any more questions, ask them down below. Check that pinned comment, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to subscribe and have a fantastic day.